shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. Today is going to be a different kind of show. Today we're going to talk about why these pork begging ponies panties are in a bunch. Why we walked away from gaming. Why did we start taking sides? Why is it red versus blue? Why is it such this gang war mentality? Is it hashtag no PlayStation 6? Yo, I had one dude in the comments tell me that, well, if it's because there's no PlayStation 6, right? And I say it's irrelevant. I ain't tell you that it's irrelevant. You're making up words. And I don't even know why you care. You should have your Pro. You should be playing your PlayStation games and caring about that. Remember, this is a satire news channel wrapped around comedy and entertainment. So what I'm bringing you is comedy and entertainment, right? Nothing of this that you're supposed to say, I hate him. Why? You're supposed to be playing games. Why are you worrying about a PlayStation 6? You just got your PlayStation 5 Pro. Wouldn't you want that to last? I just finished saying that I didn't think these consoles gave us enough. But yet Microsoft is talking about the next console. And me telling you what the next console is going to be, because he goes, well, that should be irrelevant too because that's not here. They're both in research and development. None of them is in active production except for the Xbox handheld, which is being made by Asus. And then we had some rumblings that HP, see, I do got some documentation. I could talk about some stuff, but I will not do that at this moment. And we do have MSI on deck. So it should be at least 3 SKUs of that device. And then the Xbox official device preceding it next year. So that should happen, right? But I think that they will be releasing their console. They will be releasing the handheld, all that stuff late next year when they have all the wonderful games like Gears, the Halo, the Forza, all the stuff. Pushing Game Pass, pushing the stuff on PC, pushing that Steam integration. You know what I noticed? I noticed that they got Discord. And, you know, when they put the Discord on the Xbox, and you're able to talk to your Xbox guys while you're playing Discord. I know people thought that was like a minor thing, right? Think about it. Just work with me here. Now, imagine you having these large Discord parties playing on your Xbox PC device with Discord is on the dashboard and all that other stuff. The level of integration with all these different apps. Remember that they want to remove the app structure. See, y'all don't follow Satya's thought process. He wants to free up the app process where you just tell your AI agent, and each box will have a sort of like an AI agent, your personal guide that's going to make your box yours from Xbox, from Microsoft, right? The Asus and the other stuff is going to be a little bit different. But this is the reason why you're going to want the Xbox versions of stuff, because you're going to have the quick resume, you're going to have your catalog, you're going to have all this other stuff, you're going to have the Game Pass, you're going to have all this stuff, and then you're going to have these AI agents that actually are personalized to you. All of this stuff and the back compatibility of the Win, what is it, Win93, Win32. all of that stuff is going to be integrated to a point that it's going to be second nature. Now, I see them getting us used to a lot of these prompts, these button prompts, and all this other stuff that's in the elite version of the Insider program. I'm not a cool fan with that, but for all you idiots that really take hashtag no PlayStation 6 to heart, I don't know why, but produce one for me and I will definitely bend the knee, but you can't, and that's cool. And by the time that thing would come out, which would be 2030, it would be absolutely not what Sony wants, and they will probably switch gears and give you that handheld that I really think that's going to sell very well. I don't hear you talking about that. I don't hear you talking about me big upping that handheld from Sony selling exceptionally well. Well, Tom Warren brought in some new information, right? And there's an extra button that Xbox is experimenting with launching your games from the launcher. I think that after it launches and you press the button, it takes you to the screen for the game, and you get a chance to see if it's multiplayer, if it has DLC, where it's at in the community and stuff like that. So, listen, me explaining it to you is not going to do it justice. I'm going to let Tom explain it to you. And me personally, this is not a feature that I'm interested in. I think it just adds extra to it. But I can see how they're trying to go about it with the whole mindset of a PC-like environment while keeping it console, right? So I understand exactly where they're going. I don't think that is something that I actually want.
Game Hubs feature for the Xbox dashboard. Now, what this basically means is when you launch a game from the home screen, you'll see this new interface, which is the Game Hubs feature. Now, this shows you, a bunch of stats about how long you've played a game, your gamer score, the achievements, and your captures and stuff. But it also does mean that there's a giant play button, so you're going to have to press A twice when you kind of launch a game from the dashboard to then actually fully launch it. Now, this Game Hubs feature also includes the ability to manage the game, so you can obviously uninstall it or download additional add-ons, etc. You can go to the official club from here. You can show it in the store, I guess, if you want to see the price of it. You can add it to your backlog, your play later list. You can share it with friends, and there's obviously some more additional game details as well. So if you want to see if it's multiplayer, for example, instead of single player. Now, this Game Hubs interface does appear in several locations in the dashboard. So in the main games sort of hub, I guess, of all your games installed, it will appear here as well every time you try and launch a game. Now, on Apex, you can also see available add-ons, so there's a chance for game developers to obviously sell you content through this Game Hub interface as well. But yeah, it will appear every time you try and launch or even install a game in various parts of the dashboard. And yes, it does appear in your pinned list as well. So if you go in here, it will appear. Now, where it doesn't actually appear is on the sort of guide button here, where you have your sort of recently used games. It won't actually trigger the Game Hubs interface there. Now, Microsoft is only testing this interface at the moment with Xbox Insiders and only a select few, so we're going to have to wait and see if they tweak it and how you'll be able to customize it and all that sort of stuff. But right now, this is available for some Xbox Alpha skip-ahead testers, and we'll have to see how this launches for all Xbox users in the coming months.
Xbox is dominating PlayStation sales charts. Their pre-order charts is out of control. It's a takeover. If you notice, April is shaping up to be a big month for Xbox, and it's mostly because they're destroying the PlayStation marketplace with all the games that the PlayStation fan base said that they didn't want. It looks like Sony's stewards are salivating at the prospect of Forza Horizon 5 and Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, because both titles have rocketed to the top of the PlayStation Store as a pre-order charts. Now, Machine Games movie spinoff occupies the top 2 slots in the U.S. and is more expensive. Premium edition is number 1. It's followed closely by various Forza Horizon 5, Death Stranding 2 wedged in between the two. And their friends at Pure Xbox noted that there's even room for Doom the Dark Ages in the U.S., another Bethesda outing, making its way to the Sony system. Listen, the UK charts are saying it. Everyone is saying it. Your PlayStation is now an Xbox. It's home to Xbox. We at Xbox appreciate your patronage. And we like the fact that you guys like to buy the big editions because you like to play it early. Now, I heard a lot of PlayStation dudes capping, talking about, I'll wait until it goes on sale. But apparently, that's not how you guys work. You guys want everything as soon as possible. And I agree with you. Go get it. Because we do date, and y'all do things late. but it's okay. What they said, better late than never, right? I agree with them. Better late than never. I'm glad you can join, and it seems that you're voting with your dollars. Don't listen to these fools out there that act like they run PlayStation. No, you guys know. You guys know exactly what you want, and you love to use some Xbox. South of Midnight Early Access DLC returns for South of Midnight, and it's a lot cheaper this time around. You play up to 5 days earlier, and in April 8th, the game is going to launch. But you get the chance to play it on April 3rd. And you get the South Midnight has early access DLC pack, which will pair up with the Game Pass subscription for access to the main game. And the South Midnight Premium upgrade will, cost $9. And it grants players 5 days early access along with some other digital goodies. Keep in mind that the base version is not part of this DLC. Hence, that's why the target Game Pass members. All right, so here's everything included in the DLC pack. 5 days early, South of Midnight art book, original soundtrack, the Boohang comic book, music videos, songs and tales of South of Midnight, and a documentary. While there's no major story add-on included in these extras, this DLC seems like a pretty good deal, especially when you factor in the generous early access window. For comparisons, February's Avowed release also had an early access DLC pack coming in at $22 or $23, and that didn't contain a major storyline, a major story DLC either. Well, listen, trust and believe. This is worth it. This is worth every penny. If you're interested in South of Midnight, well, I can't wait to talk about stuff and you get a chance to see reviews. And I want to hear everybody's opinion on South of Midnight after they get their hands on it. I watch everybody's content. And in watching everybody's content, I get a chance to see people's take on the matter. And I couldn't stomach, the PlayStation fan base's take on this matter. And a lot of the Xbox fanboys are still locked in that whole Xbox mode, right? Mentally. So I had to lean on my PC brethren, right? Because I have a PC. I used to be super into PC techie stuff and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, I had to give that stuff up. Because, the tweaking and twerking that went along with it. Now, I did like simplified devices, and I do have a Steam Deck, and I do have all these other devices. And I've always wanted just one device to rule them all, and that's about it. And it seems like Xbox and Microsoft are on the pathway to giving me what I've asked for, what I've craved for. And a byproduct of that is I don't really have to buy a PlayStation any longer. I could just use my PlayStation games on the device. Now, you have people that's in this industry that's going to tell you that you can't play it and PlayStation will block this from you. I'm here to tell you that's not true. Now, a lot of these guys want us to continue to do the same things over and over again and fail in order to say it. But maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe the messenger is wrong. Maybe you need to hear it from my man, Alex. Alex, take it away, bro.
We want that. No, I don't want that.
It's like literally a PC.
Okay, and so what? Who gives a fuck, bro? So now they're out of the console space by making PCs. Okay? They want this fucking... You know what these guys want, dude? They want it to be the exact same thing that PlayStation has. They want it to be the exact same.
Voice.
That would be a bad idea. The goalposts keep moving. Bro, listen, they're not going to be happy with Xbox. Let me give you the fucking rundown on how they want this to go. They want Xbox to copy PlayStation's format to the letter. And then what they're going to do is not support Xbox because it's doing exactly what PlayStation is doing. And then when Xbox crumbles and dies, they're going to be like, you see, Xbox failed.
No
I totally agree with you. I think that's exactly what they want. They just really want us to absolutely fail. I've never seen anything like this. I don't understand this. I don't understand the rhetoric behind it. Very disingenuous. But again, I understand. Whatever pays the bills for you. But my guy Fatanga, he kind of understands where all this stuff goes and what all this stuff is about. I like to hear from my man Fatanga, if you don't mind.
He loves money more, and if you can get console users to start purchasing games on Valve's digital marketplace, that's a lot of money for both parties. As you can see here in the screenshots, Steam is under one of the categories of games you can play and sort through. Why is this? Many are speculating maybe you'll be able to stream games off of Steam. Maybe that's a party linking up system. Maybe you're able to just browse them. But from what I'm seeing here under the categories, it really does seem like some of your Steam library will be able to be played on this device, and you'll be able to sign into Steam through it, which is revolutionary. This is a big deal, probably one of the biggest deals since the ABK merger. This completely changes the landscape of console gaming. Closed off ecosystems now being open to having multiple marketplaces opens up an opportunity for Microsoft like never before. It also increases the chances of a lot of developers and their games finding a new audience because the amount of games there are on Steam alone is staggering. Both the Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation libraries combined cannot match the amount of games there are available on Steam. And if this device really is a micro PC with Windows operating system, this essentially means console gamers will finally have access to games they've never been able to play before, and now all of those developers have 30 million new potential customers coming over and playing their games. Games that may finally actually find a place if they haven't already. This allows gamers on console to have more options. This is good. Good for the consumer. Business-wise, I don't know if this will cannibalize Xbox's own sales on their own marketplace, but I can imagine a lot of people will be buying an Xbox that can play Valve games. But where it truly becomes a selling point is if this device can effectively play Sony's titles on Steam. That is the big deal. That is what's causing a meltdown online. So
You're absolutely right. It's causing an absolute meltdown. Now, me personally, I won't clip anybody and put them in my videos that I'm not friends with. I'm absolutely, cool and friends with Fatanga and Alex. So I'm not going to put them in a bad light, and I'm not going to be joking on anybody. That's just not my thing. I don't care about all that stuff. But what I do say is this: there's a lot of conflicting stuff, and everybody wants to be right. And when you understand fear and doubt and uncertainty, FUD, what they do is they tend to skew to something that's safe. Now, do I believe that Sony would try to figure out something? Yeah, the only option is to say to yourself that you don't want your games on Windows. You will want to exclude every PC out there. So, in doing that, you're going to cut off your nose to spite your face. I don't think that's, what you want to do. But my man Alex understands it a little bit more because he's truly a PC dude. And he will explain it a little bit more to you.
Perry says Jez was speculating about Win32. It's not a fact. Yeah, I can see that. But there's a reason why it'll be a Win32. Because they only have to make one version. Just the PC version. That's it. That's the entire thing. If Microsoft does go to Win32, that means that the Xbox app becomes more Steam-like. And then all of your executables, all of your files are easily accessible on Windows. And you don't have to worry about dealing with Windows and their protections against you accessing the files and modding your games and playing your games or installing your games on other services, or you can add them as EXEs anywhere. It'd simply be just EXE files like a regular PC game. So if the console goes to Win32 and everything else just runs like normal off x86, they only have to make one version of the fucking game, which is just the PC version. They don't have to convert it through a fucking box to make it the fucking console version. They just do one part. Guess what? That's the part. That's literally the best thing to do. That would be the best fucking thing. Sounds like a threat to quality.
Yep. The next thing is, quality control. How I don't know about quality. That's gonna be the next thing. You really don't care. But what you do care about is Xbox disappearing. That's all you care about. That's all you want, and it's not going to happen. The likelihood of that happening is a whole lot less than Sony disappearing. You see, they're making money hand over fist now. They're not going to stop. Now, us Xbox guys already understand this. We're going to get the next console. And there will be a next console. Now, maybe you don't want to consider it a console. Maybe you want to say, oh, well, it's a PC. It's a low-end PC in a box. Do you know that the original Xbox started off with off-the-shelf parts? And it was really literally like a PC in a box running off a Windows operating system. These things that, they are PC in nature completely. At the Xbox and Series S and S is close to the PlayStation 5, the, x86. But I'm acting like I know and understand that stuff. This is the problem. What you're not understanding is, as a gamer, all I care about is gaming. I want to know when we changed from that. When did actual gaming take a back seat to these sales figures, these numbers? Somebody asked me, how would Microsoft make money? Why would I care? Why is that my job? They make money off of Game Pass subscriptions. They make money off of selling your information. Why do I care? All I want is games. I want it for the cheapest amount as possible. I want one device. I ain't got to buy another $800. Look. This generation, I purchased multiple consoles. But let's just say, let's just knock it down to the consoles that I purchased, right? And I'm just gonna say the ones that I play, right? I brought a Series S. I brought a couple of them. But let's just say the X and the PlayStation 5 base, right? Then I went out and brought a Pro to just play the games, right? But if I could have brought one console that played all of them, I would have did that. Like, I'm not going to have to buy a Steam Deck no more. Once I get my Xbox device, my Xbox handheld, I'm not going to have to buy a Steam Deck no more. So I can get rid of my Steam Deck. I can get rid of my ROG. Do you know how much money that I'm going to be saving? Like, I think you don't get it when it comes to the value proposition. I see a lot of people out there trying to clown Brevian and Suburban and talking about he needs another job and all this other stuff. It's not a flex to spend more. You understand? It's not a flex. You really don't understand anything. When people tell me idiotic stuff, like, it's just weirdo energy. Like, I like to own my stuff. I like to... Bro, I've been doing this for years. Longer than you have. I've owned many consoles, come and gone. Every time I got a new console, I took the old console, sold it, got the new console. And if it played the games, I kept the games, sold the console, kept the games. I got a crap ton of 360 games upstairs. Crap ton of them, probably like 1,000 of them sitting upstairs. Bunch of PlayStation 3 games, bunch of PlayStation 4 games. Not that many PlayStation 4 games because I only got the mainline titles. But the problem with you guys trying to flex with ownership, this is not real. The reason why I can tell you that this is not real, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the physical copy, there's an absolute rumor that you need to be online in order to download a patch in the beginning in order to play it. Now, if anybody remembers, when I first got my PlayStation 4 and the DRM that was in it, it took me over an hour for them to rip it out because they shipped them. I got one of the first consoles. They shipped them as is. They ripped it out and then they uploaded the new interface without the DRM. Remember, the DRM was the big problem for both of them. You know, Big Brother's watching. Remember that. Okay, so now we need it online. We're at a point where everything is online. So why not digital? All right, so I go and get my games digital. All right, cool. I use this gaming service. I use Ubisoft Plus. I use all these different gaming services. Probably spending probably 30, 40 bucks a month on gaming services, right? You say, the PlayStation, Xbox, and EA Plus, all this other stuff, right? And what is it? NVIDIA Go, NVIDIA Now. And, probably $50 a month in services in order to play everything, anywhere I want to, how I want to, why I want to. With NVIDIA, I get to play at the highest level. With the Xbox, I get to do day and date. With the PlayStation, I get their exclusive titles. And with Ubisoft, I get the premium service, their games when their games do drop. Doing all of that allows me a sense of comfort because I'm responsible. Now, I would be buying a game a month, but for the price under a game a month, I get to do all of that. Now, to do all of that from one device changes the landscape. You got people telling you you're not correct. You got people telling you they're correct. I just tell you, wait until you see what exactly happens. Because the moment it happens, I just want you to come back to the channel and I want you to say, King, you was right. I got people so upset with me being 98% right all the time. They're like, yo, if you count the times that you was wrong, there's no way. Bro, this is entertainment. Grow up. I don't know what mental function that you got wrong inside your head. I don't understand it, and I don't care. The bottom line is, go play some games. I got to give a shout out to my guy, Big Fat Eli. He let me know Neon Abyss was coming out with part 2. And I just started playing 1 again and jumping into the DLC and doing all this other stuff because I was out of it for so long that the DLC, I just realized the DLC is there. So I did that and downloaded that and I'm playing that. But this all this video is about today. Acknowledging that I hear the snipes at me. I say this. The majority of you dudes is always wrong. You're always wrong on ABK. You're always wrong with a lot of things. And the only time that you do pop out is when y'all pop out when y'all are 100% sure on some stuff. Or you feel that it just can't possibly be. All I can say is, I believe in greed. I believe in Satya Nadala's ultimate goal. The way he wants to rule AI is the same way he wants to rule any space that Microsoft and Xbox is in. The moment you realize that, and you give this man $80 billion per year for buying power, that is an unstoppable force. With Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, spearheading everything that goes on at Xbox. The moment they unchained themselves was the moment they became an ultimate threat to you guys. You thought Xbox was done. The problem is you didn't realize the console space was so small because you thought those plastic gods that you worship was so big. Pause. Now you're realizing 100 million ain't nothing when they're talking about 1 billion. That's the part. But I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around Neon Abyss because the boy is back to addiction. And I got some NDA games that I got to play. And I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass.